Hey everyone, Peter Bloggins here. Second video I wanted to do as a follow-on from my question answering video earlier on is a video about pathological demand avoidance, which is something I mentioned, but again is slightly different from executive dysfunction. So yeah, here we go. Executive dysfunction is quite a complicated disorder. It's more common in people with autism and ADHD, but can occur with can happen to people who aren't either ADHD or autistic. So I'll try and explain it a little bit in this video. So it mostly affects the way people respond to demands. So demands from other people, and being asked to do certain tasks, and doing things that are being asked of them from other people. This can lead to a variety of challenging behaviours such as tantrums, aggression, and self-harm. It's not, so again, it's quite common in autistic people. When I was younger, I struggled with that a lot. Particularly for things like if I was told to change my routine that I had, or changing things that I would normally do on a regular basis, and having to not do those things in a way that I wanted to. I would break down, basically have a tantrum. So it's not properly understood, but it is thought to be related to the way that people and their brains process information. So again, it's sort of how the brain kind of deals with information that they're given that they might not necessarily want to have or be given. There's that. So symptoms of PDA can include a strong dislike of being told what to do, a need for control and independence, a tendency to argue and debate, a fear of change, a tendency to withdraw or escape from a situation that are perceived as demanding, and self-harm and other forms of emotional dysregulation. So there's that crossover of dysregulation from emotional dysregulation from executive dysfunction. Almost said a different ED then. So it tends to be more how people process what other people want them to do. So it's more of a external reaction to an external thing rather than an internal thing, which I think is what executive dysfunction is. So I think I kind of briefly touched on this in my question answering video. A strong dislike of being told what to do. That's definitely something I see in myself. If you tell me to do something, and the more you tell me to do something, the less likely I am to do it. I don't know why, especially if it's something I'm going to do anyway. My brain just kind of goes, "Oh no, I'm not doing it because you've asked me," and it's a bit spiteful. But I don't know. I'm not a psychiatrist or a doctor, so I don't really understand why I don't like being told what to do. Fear of change. I'm not a big fan of change. I know that's a stereotypical autistic person thing, but another spring change on us, basically. Yeah. Ooh, scoops. So again, similar to executive dysfunction, there's no cure, but there are things you can do to manage the condition. So the earlier you can diagnose and intervene, the better. So if you can get the diagnosis as a teenager or a child, like I was, well, I was diagnosed with autism when I was a child. You can sort of put strategies into place to help with these sorts of things. Again, CBT is a therapy that is suggested for treatment. Antidepressants and antipsychotics are types of medications that can be taken. I'm on antidepressants, so although that's more for the depression than anything else, but I suppose it all overlaps. So creating a supportive environment that is flexible and accommodating. So basically don't force a person to do something, and I think the harder you push, the more likely they are to push back and not do anything. So yeah, there are ways you can create coping mechanisms and strategies for managing their symptoms. Again, it's a bit of a not a roll of a dice, but it's kind of like trying to work out, you kind of adapting it as you go along, basically, and figuring out what works and what doesn't, and yeah, trying to figure out what works for each person, because no one person is different. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of not really understood properly, so it's kind of one of those things that they're sort of constantly working on, almost. So yeah, with the right support and people in place, helping those with pathological demand avoidance, and the right medication, people can, live relatively normal, whatever normal is. So yeah, that's pretty much it, really. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, any comments, whatever. Let me know, and I will see if I can do more videos like this on particular subjects or whatever. Feel free to ask, and I will do my best to answer, basically. But that is all for now for this video, and I will see you in the next one.